Good afternoon. Senior people in the Nelson Mandela Bay Metro are expected to appear shortly in the Port Elizabeth Magistrate's Court in the Eastern Cape. The Hawks arrested some people with municipal officials as well as a businesswoman during a pre-dawn raid. They were arrested for alleged fraud linked to the housing department where some people work. They are expected to apply for bail. The identity of the other arrestees is not known yet, and of course we can't name them until they appear in court, which is going to happen shortly. Let's get more details on this story across to our reporter, Lerato Fekisi in Port Elizabeth. Very good afternoon to you, Lerato. What do we know?
Good afternoon to Nzinga. Well, earlier on the question is why is the municipal manager being arrested? A few minutes ago we got to speak to Captain Ramova from the Hawks, and he said that the acting city manager and a company called Jeke Nkadu, which is a construction company, together they deceived the Department of Human Settlement in a housing project, an RGP housing project, for an amount of 13 million rand. The municipality actually acted as a developer. They then got construction workers to work on this project and then obviously defrauded the government of that. Also in Nzinga in 2014, the same company, the construction company that worked with the acting municipal manager called Jeke Nkadu, were awarded a tender at Wells Estate, and for that it is alleged that the acting city manager, because he interfered in the bidding process, which goes against the bidding and procurement policies of the municipality, actually made sure that this specific company gets this tender in Wells Estate, and because of that he was awarded, and it is alleged he was awarded 90,000 rand. So that's the information we have so far, that the reason why he was arrested is that he worked with a construction company to defraud a housing project both recently and also in 2014. But joining me this morning and this afternoon in Nzinga is the DA. For a long time the DA in Nzinga have been calling for the acting city manager to be taken off his seat, because they were saying, number one, this is a man who did not have the qualifications for the job, and then secondly had corruption charges looming over him. So they went to court, actually wrote a letter to the MEC of Kokta, Mr. Ngata, asking him, how can it be that an acting city manager is appointed yet he has corruption charges? So they say they feel they've been vindicated, and this is only the step in the right direction, and they are also of the view that more arrests are going to be done. Mr. Ngababanga, you said earlier on that you feel been vindicated. You've been to the courts, you've been to the MEC of Kokta saying that this MA must be removed because there were allegations of him and other officials that you are aware of.
Lerato, we wrote to the MEC for Kokta to act against Mr. Mapu, who did not qualify to be appointed as a municipal manager, and also who had fraud and corruption charges hanging on him. Mr. Mapu and other 9 officials were reinstated illegally. We oppose this. We read to the minister, we wrote to Mr. Ngata. We ended up into court where we're waiting a court judgment possibly next week on this matter. Now today, even before the court judgment, we are vindicated. The Hawks have arrested Mr. Mapu on corruption charges and frauding the Department of Human Settlement. The ANC imposed Mr. Mapu on us. They voted for him. We warned them. And this is a vindication that it is only the DA that stands against corruption in Nelson Mandela. I can promise you there are many cases we have opened with the Hawks. Investigations are going very well. The SIU have been interviewing us. Many people are going to get arrested in Nelson Mandela. My heart is at peace that at last Nelson Mandela would be at peace once more, led by good people. We are going to take over this municipality and make sure that there are consequences to those who steal from the public purse. We might lose more than 800 million rand just for the ANC insistence in appointing Mr. Mapu. He's still an acting city manager. They have not done anything. We had to go to court as a DA. We hope that the court is going to take a decision. This court, the New Law Court, and the Hawks have taken further steps, and I think this is progressive, and I'm sure that many citizens of the Nelson Mandela municipality are very happy that at last, after the DA have acted, action is being taken.
That was Ngababanga from the DA, just saying that he feels that the DA has been vindicated because for a long time they have been telling the manager, the municipality, that Mr. Mapu does not qualify for this post. Earlier on, we also did speak to the ANC, who did say that they were going to give us a comment. You understand that a few weeks ago they were on the forefront in appointing Mr. Mapu as an acting city manager. The AFF were also of the view that the acting MM might also not be put as an acting MM, and they've also said they'll give us comments. So we are right now trying to get as many comments as possible also from other political parties to hear exactly how do they feel about this. Because Nzinga, like I said earlier on, the issue of the metro is an issue of leadership, and I think until that is done properly, we're going to see that the ugly head of corruption picking its head every now and again, because until there's accountable leadership, until there's an acting city manager who looks at our books, who looks at how the city is run economically, who makes sure that the leaders in the municipality are accounting to someone, we're going to see things like this happen all the time. So the DA celebrating said it's a step in the right direction, and also saying that they hope that more arrests are going to be done. We are also aware, Nzinga, that the Hawks have now moved to Leland Diedrichs, which is in the Govan-Beki, another municipal office, and they are already in that office as well. So we are here to hear more arrests being made as the Hawks really come in on hard on the metro to make sure that those that are committing crime, that are stealing from the pockets of the poor, that they are arrested.
Lerato Fekisi giving us an update from the Eastern Cape, Port Elizabeth there.